days are never ending, when the nights are feeling lonely, there's a place that I can go, where the birds are free to roam, in the sky, flying high, over fields of green, and where the stars inside the sky, we're the last ones shining bright, pushing through the storm tonight, we'll be burning on and on and on. We're the stars inside the sky, we're the last ones shining bright, pushing through the storm tonight, we'll be burning on and on and on.
Hello Taurus, this is Inspire 2016 with your weekly tarot reading for the week commencing the 4th May until the 11th of May 2020. The first card for you is representing, how do you feel about yourself? Your card is the Three of Pentacles. This card represents the initial completion of a goal or plan. You have all of the skills necessary to accomplish your goals in life, thus you have the ability to succeed in all your ventures. You are keen to improve the quality of your life or your work. The message of the Three of Pentacles is one of encouragement. If you continue to work toward the fulfillment of your dreams and do not allow disillusionment to dampen your enthusiasm, ultimately you will experience prosperity and success in your goals. You need to do work that is satisfying to you and that you can be truly proud of. The Three of Pentacles indicates that dreams can be made real with persistence, determination, and effort. This card may also suggest that you need help to complete your work and can draw on the knowledge and experience of others. It may be beneficial to share your work with a partner, but only if they are as conscientious as you. At the core of the Three of Pentacles is the notion of teamwork and collaboration. This is a positive card to see when teamwork, collaboration and cooperation are required between parties with different levels of experience. This card also points to the importance of feedback. Effective planning, management and organization are also key components of this card. In order to accomplish significant goals, it is important that detailed planning occurs to ensure that all the components are progressing well. This card therefore reflects a time when it is essential to create a detailed plan and to follow a schedule. A good project management will pay off. The second card for you is representing, what do you want most right now? Your card is the Seven of Swords. The cards suggest that what you most want at this time is to get away with something undetected and unnoticed. Often when you do something in secret, hoping that you are safe and undiscovered, something goes awry and your secret is revealed. This card therefore urges caution when attempting to use deception to gain an advantage over someone or something else. There is no question that there are times in life when it is necessary to do something in secret. Perhaps you had to think on your feet. Perhaps you had to go behind other people's backs in order to manifest your desires. Perhaps you felt like you needed to cheat or take the easy way out. It is essential that you do this with a clear conscience and you are fully aware of the potential consequences of your actions. Taking the easy path is not always the best path, and sometimes you just have to exert a decent amount of effort to achieve what you want. The Seven of Swords indicates that you may be tempted to sneak away from a particular situation that is not working for you anymore, rather than dealing with it head-on. As you do not feel ready to deal with the issues, you are aiming for a solution where you can just escape and not have to worry about it at all. You might think that you have gotten away with something, but have you? What impact has your actions had on other people? Could someone else suspect something? Is this going to come back to bite you again? Even if you have managed to go undetected, Be aware that in the long run, deception will not produce the rewards you desire and may instead cause significant damage to your relationships and reputation. Consider taking a more ethical and morally balanced approach to life from here on. On the flip side, this card also asks you to be very cautious and wary so that you do not become a victim of someone else's deception, betrayal, cheating and false motives. You may trust someone who then turns out to be running their own agenda, leaving you with nothing. You need to be very careful of who you trust over these period of time as you are at risk of being taken advantage of. Look out for any sneaky behavior and trust your gut instinct when something does not feel right or is too good to be true. The third card for you is representing your fears. Your card is the Eight of Swords. You feel trapped by your own thoughts and perspectives. You are afraid of making decisions because your thinking has been limited and constrained by self-imposed boundaries. This card reflects that you feel trapped by your own thoughts and perspectives. The card suggests that you need to look at a difficult situation from a new angle. Draw upon your intellectual self and your emotional self to determine the best path forward. One that avoids any possible victimization in your life. The Eight of Swords is often a sign that it is best not to make any important decisions at this point because your thinking has been limited and constrained by self-imposed boundaries. You are struggling to see a situation for what it is and have been led to believe certain things that may or may not be true. There are choices available, but first you must be within the right mindset to know which option to choose. This means releasing the bindings and the blindfold to see the situation from a different, less imposing angle. There may also be too many ideas running through your head. Thus it is best to wait until you feel more secure and certain about a situation before making important decisions and taking action. You need to take back your power and personal accountability and open your eyes to the options that lie in front of you. The fact is that you do have options, even if you do not like those options. This is fine, as long as you accept that you do indeed have options and you do not have to be the victim here. The fourth card for you is representing what is going for you. Your card is the Five of Swords. You are engaging in conflict or finding yourself disagreeing with others, leading to tension and hostility. Despite thinking you have won, you may still end up the loser because you have hurt or annoyed others and have subsequently isolated yourself. You try to pick up the pieces and act as if the conflict is now in the past, but others have now lost faith in you and do not want to be around you. This might be one of those times when it feels like everyone is against you and you may lose some friends along the way. You will need to make a decision about whether your point of view is so important to you that it is okay to put your relationship with others in jeopardy, or whether you can compromise and try to see eye to eye with others. If you have been aggressive in your struggles, then you will soon accomplish your objectives. However, if you have been passive, you may need to compromise on your personal interests, giving in to the wishes of the opposing force. You will feel that there are more obstacles ahead. Overall, you are in for a struggle and there is more work or problems ahead than you are aware of now. Things will not go as well as they should, and you will have conflicts or clashes of will with others. This card is also representing ambition. Too much ambition without regard to the consequences to yourself or others results ultimately in a situation of loss for everyone. If your focus is solely on winning your goals at any cost, you will eventually discover to your own dismay that the price of winning may not have been worth the reward. Arrogance and pride often go hand in hand with a difficult triumph. You have overcome a challenge, and you have the right to feel proud, but know that there will be other rivals to face and that some of them will eventually defeat you. The fifth card for you is representing what is going against you. Your card is the King of Cups. You may be incredibly emotionally controlling and manipulative. Otherwise, there would be a male significant figure in your life who is moody, sulky and withdrawn from others, particularly if things do not go his way. He can be vindictive and vengeful and has a talent at being able to punish others through emotional manipulation. He leaves you feeling uncertain about yourself and as if you are the problem, not him. This only leads to emotional instability within you, which is entirely undeserved. If this sounds like someone you have met in the past, there is still some work need to be done in releasing yourself from his controlling forces. This card can also represent a mature and loving, emotional person, who has let their emotions begin controlling their life. The King of Cups may depend too much on others and view himself through the eyes of others. He may fall into delusions or alcoholism, or other forms of escapism to deal with emotional pain. This could show you trapped in a relationship with someone that is dependent and emotional, or a codependency situation. You may be struggling with self-deception and/or the deceptions of others, and the most important thing in this situation is to see yourself and others as they actually are, with clear and loving eyes, but not foster any sense of dependence or weakness through your own actions. In a relationship reading, this card suggests that you feel quite confused about your relationship and your emotions are out of balance and out of control. You are uncertain about your true feelings, and every day they seem to chop and change, leaving you completely confused. You need to be careful, too, about the messages you are sending to your partner, as he or she may become easily confused too if you are up one day and down the next. It is probably best to keep some distance now until you work out your feelings and are more in control of your emotional state. Finally, this card also suggests that you need to take greater control and responsibility for your emotional state. Right now, you are letting your emotions rule your life. You want to take charge of your life, but then you are waiting for the universe to show you the way. You need to be more accountable for your emotional well-being. The last card for you is representing the likely outcome that you may have. Your card is the Six of Swords. You will need to make a regretful transition, as a likely result of the decisions you make. You know that in order to move forward, you must leave something important behind, and while you do this with some regret, you know that in the long term it is the best option for you. There are times when you will be forced to let go of something to which you have been attached, and the process of letting go is often quite challenging. However, the sadness of your loss will soon be replaced by greater clarity, bringing about a renewed acceptance of change. Do not be afraid to let go of whatever it is that is holding you in the present or the past. Instead, look to your future and choose the best option that has the greatest long-term potential. There are going to be some hard decisions and some compromises that you will need to make, but this is ultimately a rite of passage that will take you into a new phase of your life. You need to realize that you are now headed towards a much better position in life. You have endured, or are currently enduring, a difficult life transition, but as a result, you will be more able to deal with what may come. Do not dwell on the past or what you have left behind. Instead, use this as an opportunity for changing your beliefs about yourself, moving away from whom you used to be and towards whom you really want to be. Sometimes the only way to solve life's problems is to leave them behind you and go somewhere new to start over. While it may feel as though you are giving up or being a coward, escape is often the only approach left when all others have failed. The important thing now is that you chart a new course that will lead to greater happiness and joy. The Six of Swords also shows the need to draw upon a state of mental clarity, logic and objectivity in order to examine where you have been and where you are going. This mental clarity will also serve to smooth the way ahead, and make the passage from negative to positive as peaceful as possible. You can use your intuition to guide you through easy situations and call upon your impartial and analytical nature when it is needed for a more complex decision. Last but not least, the guidance card for you is the King of Autumn. The King of Autumn is an odd bird. He certainly has the Midas touch in entrepreneurial endeavors. However, unlike so many in the business world, his Midas touch affected his own heart, and it turned to gold. Now he's out to save the earth. He can manage hundreds of people at once and still take out the recycling while calling his congressman to give him an earful. He is charming to a fault and will help anyone who asks. Hurt an animal and you'll find yourself on his bad side. And you don't want to be there, trust us. This king loves the finer things in life and therefore tends to work very hard. Too hard. Where's your spouse, you ask? Oh. He's at the office. He's on the road. He's at that protest march. Don't worry. He'll get back home. Eventually. The King of Autumn sits on his throne, with fully mature grapes hanging all around him. The grapes symbolize the abundance he has created, while the German Shepherd at his side reflects his ability to safeguard his prosperity. Additional meanings of this card: a generous and compassionate employer, a natural business sense, fighting for what's right, a thriving career, nearing retirement.
I hope that you enjoy everything, and if you like the reading, just please click subscribe and you will get instant notifications every time we publish a new video right to your YouTube. Thanks.